1, 2, is this on?
When we look at some of wrestling's greatest feuds, we're treated to a host of classic pay-per-view matches. A good rivalry usually spans multiple pay-per-views and can always be revisited later down the line, where more often than not, the wrestlers' matches together will be even better than before, as their chemistry builds and builds, as does their story. So this got us thinking, what matches have appeared the most frequently on pay-per-view events over the years? Well, today we'll look at the top 14 matches that have occurred the most on pay-per-views. Number 14, the Hardy Boys vs Edge and Christian, 6 matches. Without question, two of the greatest teams of any era, they both featured in numerous legendary multi-man matches together, along with the Dudley Boys.
Oh, look at Edge! Oh my God! Edge for the 21 ladder!
Whilst both teams also had their fair share of memorable 2-on-2 encounters, as well as ranging from the first ever WWF Tag Team Ladder match at No Mercy 99,
He got it! Oh!
to the tremendous cage match at Unforgiven 2000. It's easy to forget that all of the Hardys and Edge and Christian's matches occurred within a 2-year period, with a total of 6 taking place at pay-per-views just like our next entry. Number 13, Mankind vs The Undertaker, 6 matches. When we hear these two names, we'll immediately think of the iconic Hell in a Cell match at King of the Ring 98.
He throws him up on the other side. That's it, he's dead.
And rightly so, but this actually proved to be their final pay-per-view match against each other, as they would have 5 before this, including Mankind's first big match in the WWF at King of the Ring 1996.
It's over. Can you believe it?
In the same year, Taker and Mankind also wrestled in their first ever Boiler Room Brawl and Buried Alive match.
Wait, he's alive!
Number 12, Brock Lesnar vs The Undertaker, 6 matches. We're sticking with the dead man here, as Lesnar proved to be one opponent that the Phenom always struggled to defeat. In fact, in their 6 pay-per-view encounters, Taker was only able to beat Brock once, and did so in controversial circumstances at the 2015 SummerSlam.
He can tap out Lesnar, a defiant Lesnar!
Each previous encounter bar a non-finish at Unforgiven 2002 saw the Beast come out victorious.
Can anyone stop the youngest WWE champion?
Including when he broke Undertaker's 21-0 WrestleMania undefeated streak.
Hooks the leg! The streak is over!
Number 11, Rey Mysterio vs Eddie Guerrero, 6 matches. This is one example where the first big match of the feud was probably going to be impossible to top. Rey and Eddie gave us a 5-star classic at Halloween Havoc 1997, and then followed it up with an impressive sequel the next month at World War III.
Up! He lands on Eddie!
But the two men are perhaps best remembered for their personal feud that took SmackDown by storm in 2005.
Eddie, oh, the pass up over the top! Corkscrew! Punch over the top right!
Where Guerrero and Rey wrestled 4 very strong pay-per-view matches.
God, he's done. The frog splash!
Topped off at SummerSlam when Mysterio regained the custody of his son Dominic by winning a ladder match.
Come on, Rey! Yeah! Yes! Yes!
Number 10, Undertaker vs Triple H, 6 matches. Taker and the Game couldn't have asked for a larger show to host their first big match, which went down at WrestleMania 17. But it would be a full decade later until they were able to have a worthy enough rematch following 2 forgettable matches versus one another on pay-per-views in 2002. WrestleMania would be the stage once again for the Deadman and Triple H to have not 1, but 2 unforgettable matches in back-to-back years. The end of an era match at Mania 28 even acted as perfect closure for Taker's rivalries with Shawn Michaels and the Game.
A standing ovation from 78,000.
This made it all the more worse when the Deadman and Triple H went one-on-one for the final time at Super Showdown 2018, but the less said about the Super Showdown match, the better. Number 9, Stone Cold vs The Rock, 6 matches. From one classic WrestleMania trilogy to another, Rock vs Austin will go down as one of, if not the most famous matchups in wrestling history. Across their 6 pay-per-view singles matches together, it's hard to believe that The Rock was only able to win just one of them. But despite this, their feud never felt one-sided, as both men were able to match each other in almost every aspect, with their WrestleMania 17 match acting as the perfect send-off to the Attitude Era, even though most of us won't have agreed with the ending.
What the hell is this? this?
Another possible regret is the fact that their rematch following WrestleMania 17 wasn't a bigger deal, as it played out on the UK exclusive show Rebellion in 2001. Although, Rock was able to get his own back in the 5-on-5 at Survivor Series that same month, while his big singles win was saved for WrestleMania 19 in what ultimately proved to be farewell for both men. Number 8. New Day vs the Usos, 7 matches. No teams have made a bigger impact on tag team wrestling in modern WWE than the New Day and the Usos.
Wow! He got him! Cover! New Day are champions!
While already skilled in-ring performers, both teams were able to take their characters and promos to the next level once they turned heel. All 4 men had great chemistry together, so it's no surprise how often they were booked against each other, with some of the standouts being their kickoff show match at SummerSlam.
Double loose! There it is!
And the first ever tag team Hell in a Cell match, both of which took place in 2017.
On the run! Oh, sending Big E!
Their 7 pay-per-view matches against each other is a number which is only likely to increase down the road, given how both teams are still competing at the top of their game.
That's a 1D! 1 and done!
Number 7, Kurt Angle vs Chris Benoit, 7 matches. When you think of a series that turned in awesome match after awesome match, then look no further than Kurt Angle vs Chris Benoit. Both wrestlers brought an intensity to the ring that few, if any, have been able to match since. Their trilogy of matches on US pay-per-view in 2001 took the in-ring work in the WWF to another level.
Armbar takeover. Wait a minute. Angle for the touch.
And it only got better in the Ruthless Aggression era, where Angle and Benoit were both at the forefront.
And Benoit, go behind. Face.
They stole the show at the 2003 Royal Rumble, as they each received a standing ovation, having just had one of WWE's greatest ever matches.
What a truly amazing feeling.
Number 6, Ric Flair vs Hulk Hogan, 7 matches. This was a match WWF felt wouldn't draw enough to feature on WrestleMania. WCW certainly disagreed, as they featured the match at 7 of their pay-per-view events from 1994 to 2000.
He touched the fourth corner to win it.
Hogan and Flair's initial 3 matches for WCW in 94 did good business, and were received quite well, which made it all the more surprising that the WWF never pulled the trigger on such a no-brainer feud.
The legs are... Oh, no, please don't do anything.
Number 5, Brock Lesnar vs Roman Reigns, 7 matches. This has been WWE's go-to big match the past number of years.
Top of the food chain. Oh, good grief.
The two wrestled their first match versus one another at WrestleMania 31 in 2015, although it eventually became a triple threat match following Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank cash-in.
Brilliant. Mr. Money in the Bank.
Neither man came out the winner there, which left the door open for a rematch at WrestleMania 34 3 years later, which Brock won.
Lesnar to retain on Reigns. Got it.
Reigns wouldn't actually get to defeat Lesnar until their 4th match together, which came at SummerSlam 2018.
Here's the cover. Hook for the leg. Reigns did it.
But since then, Roman has managed to win every one of their subsequent encounters,
Cover for the win. He got him.
with their latest showdown at SummerSlam 2022 arguably being their best, while also acting as a conclusion to their story arc, for now at least.
Lesnar's lifted up the ring with Roman Reigns in it with a damn tractor.
Number 4, Triple H vs The Rock, 8 matches. Rock and Triple H first feuded as they each sought to move up in the ranks in the WWF,
Suplex and the bridge and the victory!
battling it out for the Intercontinental Championship on 3 occasions. By 1999, both had reached the main event level. Their chemistry and real-life competitive rivalry was building as their iconic feud was set to kick into high gear.
And The Rock just jerked Helmsley off.
And while they never did get their big match at WrestleMania together, fans were still treated to outstanding matches at Backlash and Judgment Day 2000. Each of these clashes had great wrestling, memorable moments, and heart-stopping returns, while also being perfect examples of the signature Attitude Era main events we all know and love. Number 3, Triple H vs Randy Orton, 8 matches. Triple H was Orton's first big main event program after splitting from Evolution. The game got the win in their first 2 encounters, which disappointed many fans who would have preferred to see Orton hold the world title for longer.
Kick out. It's over. God, I can't believe this. It's over.
Orton would get another run on top though, this time as WWE champion when he defeated Triple H at No Mercy 2007, on a night where they wrestled each other twice. They would meet again for 2 pay-per-view matches in 2008, before their personal feud came to a head at WrestleMania 25, with the game claiming the victory.
The sledgehammer, the fist, the pedigree, the 3.
A rematch at the Bash saw Orton regain the WWE title in a 3 stages of hell match.
Randy Orton wins.
Their final big match against one another went down at Super Showdown 2019, which saw Orton pick up the victory. This also turned out to be Triple H's final pay-per-view. Number 2, Undertaker vs Kane, 9 matches. The Brothers of Destruction's long story arc in the WWE has spanned over 25 years, resulting in them locking up 9 times on pay-per-view. Starting out with their long-awaited first singles match at WrestleMania 14.
Yes, he got it. Yes, the Undertaker.
Which was followed up with an Inferno match the next month at Unforgiven.
Undertaker catches it right in his hand. Kane is on fire. He's burning.
The Dead Man was able to come out the winner both times. In fact, Taker dominated the vast majority of his matches against Kane on the big stage for a number of years. It wasn't until their 7th pay-per-view match together that the Big Red Machine finally defeated his brother. This would come at Night of Champions 2010, where Kane retained the World Heavyweight Championship, and the wins kept coming for Kane as he would end up defeating Taker at 3 successive pay-per-views in 2010.
Oh my God!
Despite this, the Phenom still managed to edge out his brother 4-3 on pay-per-view, since their matches at Judgment Day 98 and SummerSlam 2000 both ended in a no contest.
The Undertaker took Kane's mask off. What?
Number 1, John Cena vs Randy Orton, 10 matches. Our number 1 entry won't be much of a surprise given how often Cena and Orton battled on pay-per-view, with the first one occurring at SummerSlam 2007 as Cena defended the WWE title.
And the party is over for Randy Orton.
The two had already come a long way from their first match against each other in OVW. They would wrestle some more matches in 2007 and 2008. Before meeting in a 4-match series in 2009, which saw them feature in a singles match,
Randy Orton is still the champion.
an I Quit match,
I quit.
a Hell in a Cell,
Got him. Randy Orton is the new WWE champion.
and Falls Count Anywhere Iron Man match.
He tapped out.
4 years later, their paths would cross again, this time with both the WWE and World Heavyweight titles on the line in a TLC match. Orton came out on top here, just like he did 1 month later at the 2014 Royal Rumble, where he pinned Cena thanks to the Wyatt family's distraction.
Randy Orton retains the championship.
Orton and Cena's final pay-per-view encounter came as they wrestled their second Hell in a Cell match against each other, where Cena would get his win back after losing the first Cell match back in 2009. But it didn't come easy, as Cena was forced to bust out a super attitude adjustment through a table to put Orton away. So John Cena vs Randy Orton lead the way as being WWE's most frequent pay-per-view match. And with both men continuing to wrestle to this day, it's entirely possible that we could see them square up again at a premium live event, especially as they're both eye-up breaking Ric Flair's record 16-time world title reign. And that brings us to the end of this video. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our video on 9 iconic matches you may not have known that happened before. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.